and now I'm doing a commentary on one of my favorite stories.
Something I haven't done in a very long
SpongeBob
time.
Warmy predecessor.
And this
Actually, this one's become a huge channel on my channel. I think that's because no one else could find the story anywhere else.
I was hoping to get it done earlier.
This is it got taken off at one point on the Wikia, and I couldn't find it anywhere, but I had to use that Wayback archive thing, and I was actually able to find the story in full. There was no issues. Like if I tried to get on the page, it would work fine, unlike other ones which would give me like an error screen or something.
And it's funny because
yeah, I'm glad I found the story again, because this is one of my favorites actually, because yeah, it does hit some notes about the cliche and stuff, like you know, again, blood and stuff, but the rest of the story seems pretty interesting to me. I like the idea that it could be a missing scene from an episode. I do like the idea of extended scenes. I do like the idea of adding something to just a little bit of an error that you saw in the episode, which was Patrick's missing face, essentially, which I'll show later on in the video. Also, surprisingly, this video has not been taken down or hasn't got copyright strike, because surprisingly, I used a SpongeBob clip, an actual clip from the show, for my video, even though that would fall under fair use, like in many reviews online. I guess this whole video happens. Oh, Viacom sees the clip you're using. They must only own the whole video then. Yeah,
saying this is the end, everyone's gonna die in a week, that kind of thing. I really do enjoy the story as a whole. There definitely are a lot of scare factors near the end, a lot of imagery you can imagine and stuff, even though some of it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
I used to play this game all the time. I think there's another game called SpongeBob Jellyfishing, which is really old now and you can't find it anywhere. The only way I can possibly find it now is in the last media
so I guess it's all based on opinion.
Yeah, it's a really fun game if you haven't tried it out yet. You could probably still find that somewhere.
If you watch a lot of SpongeBob, you may have come across an episode titled Wormy. This episode may be ridiculous and goofy like all the other ones, but it has a gruesome secret. When the final version was first aired on the 17th of February in 2001, you would first see the title card,
and here's the episode.
Followed by the credits.
I mean, granted, for the most part, I had to add filters so that way Viacom can see any of it.
Seeing Sandy's squirrel
you know, I don't know why I have to do that. Why can't I just leave the episode as is? Why can't I just keep it the same as it originally is? Because Viacom has such a strong grasp on copyright, and they just take down pretty much any video that has to do with the Yellow Sponge. A lot of reviewers online that I know of, they try to do a review on, say, SpongeBob, they try to do a review on The Simpsons or Family Guy, and get taken down immediately because apparently Viacom and Fox have really a strong hold on copyright.
When Mr. Krabs is posing for a shot. Afraid that it would.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty impressed with my editing here. I mean, it's just simple editing, just adding the clips together and adding to my audio and stuff. But I'm just glad it worked out because I want to make sure it looks pretty good. I want to make sure it connects to what I'm saying.
He and Mr. Krabs look
again, it sounds pretty damn simple for anybody, but for those who haven't done editing, for example, who've never done editing,
and dash out the building.
At least.
SpongeBob, previously cowering the boat, sees that they left their underwear and assumes that Wormy ate them. They decide to warn the town about Wormy and put up posters depicting a giant butterfly.
You remember how in this episode SpongeBob and Patrick completely caused chaos over a butterfly?
Torn out of them and
how surreal that got.
Destroyed.
No one complains about that.
Later, Sandy returns from a trip.
Yeah, that's really
weird.
I think it's still hilarious though.
And assumes that a tornado came through. Wormy, still in the bubble, flies up to her and lands in her hand. She greets her pet and proceeds to trap it in a jar. As if she defeated a terrible monster, the citizens of Bikini Bottom pop out and cheer for her, with SpongeBob saying, "Sandy caught the monster!" The show ends with Sandy being carried away by a cheering crowd.
Ah, freeze frame!
This is where the real story begins. If you look closely at Patrick in that last shot, you can see that his face is poorly drawn at first and a little distorted and stretched. Then it disappears altogether.
That's the face.
Sure, it's just a slip-up.
Yeah, it's pretty much a slip-up from the artist anyway, in real life. That happens sometimes when doing background designs and stuff, and they have to get a video done quickly or episode done in general. That can happen. Or like when you do like a large stadium, for example, which could be seen in like many early Simpsons episodes. They do a large stadium, and usually people in the background are even designed, and maybe the few are even in the crowd or even designed at all. Usually they're with blank faces or blank designs and stuff. So it's not too far-fetched that this could happen.
A few minutes
especially since he didn't have that much to work with to begin with, given how small the space
blue
was.
In his eyes vanished, replaced by a black tar-like color. His mouth moved as if it were continuing the frank dialogue about Wormy, except there was no sound. Upon observing his lip movements, you may notice that he appeared to say, "I'll kill you." Nothing else happened until Sandy
Not much to talk
arrived
about really, but I really do enjoy the story because
she traps Wormy
something about it does bring me back to the older time of horror stories when I used to read these back in 2012. And I'll talk about that in another video coming up soon. Like, I think for my 5th anniversary kind of thing, I might do that. But I have to say, it does bring me back to good memories and stuff, and how simplistic things can be, instead of being over the top, even though the story kind of is over the top, so...
They stare blankly at Sandy
you gotta work with the good and the bad.
Towards her. They pause about 5 feet from her and form a circle. SpongeBob's eyes are black again. Suddenly, one fish starts to scream, the rest follow, and soon all you hear is screeching, much like razors on a chalkboard.
If I'm correct, I actually took the sound of someone playing with nails on a chalkboard for that.
Road. They proceed to stop
again, you have to work with what you have
and
online
an unnatural amount of blood spurts out. A lone figure appears on the horizon and begins to advance towards the mob. As it approaches, it is found to be a patchwork with no face. He picks Sandy up and shakes her above his head. He then throws her down, cracking her helmet. Water pours in, and she begins to suffocate. The rest of the mob follows Patrick, who carries her away. Her innards are being thrown like confetti as she disappears over the horizon.
Yeah. If drowning wasn't enough, let's cut you open and throw on your innards like it's confetti.
Prayers, fires destroying buildings in that blood-red sky.
And what was the point of this again?
Smoking road, except a very distorted SpongeBob. The episode ends with him staring directly at the camera and speaking in a raspy voice. This is your end. The screen cuts to static.
There, I did my voice acting there. I put my effort into that. Now where's my prize? Where is my Nobel Prize for that acting? I'm awesome. No, I think I'm being better with my acting, but I don't want to be cocky about it. Like, for the beginning of the series I did here, it was pretty cheesy and stuff, and it kind of is now still, but I am still trying to get more professional and stuff, and some lines I think I'm getting better with, like when I was doing that line back there.
Away in mold and replaced the mob's face to be joyful. They didn't follow the mob out of the shot.
You know, I didn't realize, in this video, they find out they have a video that has people killing people, essentially, so they re-edit it to make it look like they're smiling.
If you don't believe me,
and they just cut out.
Just watch the video.
It would be pretty interesting to see the unedited version of this episode, am I right? It's kind of haunting. Like, if this was real, this would be kind of a chilling thing to think about. Well, thankfully it isn't, because, besides some modern episodes, the SpongeBob arguments aren't that insane.